The wastewater treatment plant in Bojongsoang is the only centralized sewage treatment plant in Bandung and serves 400,000 people in East, West and South Bandung. Since its early operation in 1992, it has encountered many problems. Its location at the lowest point of the Bandung basin causes frequent flooding that hinders the treatment process. Also, meeting the required effluent standards has proved ever so challenging due to the difference in wastewater quality entering the plant as a result of environmental change and human behavior. Here is an overview of the treatment plant. So at this point the canal or the water comes in, and first it undergoes a manual screening. So people actually literally take the plastic out of the water. Then the water goes to a pumping station. So it's called screw pumping station, as they call it here. And after that we have mechanical screening as well, which takes out the more finer particles. And after that the wastewater goes into 3 different grit chambers, which, as it says, removes grit, but also sand particles, but mainly grit. And then the water goes to the core of the whole treatment process. 3 different lakes: anaerobic lakes, facultative lakes, and maturation lakes. The first step in the treatment process is the manual screening of the incoming wastewater. Bar screens of 5 cm wide filter out large objects such as plastic and other objects that could damage the treatment plant. Some of these plastics are actually recycled and sold to nearby markets. Respect to those people who make a living out of this business. After the manual screening, the wastewater is pumped to a higher elevation by so-called screw pumps. These screw pumps operate with minimum turbulence, which eliminates the development of foam. These 2 intelligent men are informing the boss on the right of any malfunctions. Before the wastewater enters the grit chambers, it is mechanically screened by bar screens of just 2 cm wide. Here, the finer solids are removed and transported via a conveyor belt to the screening presser that compacts the solids for easier disposal. The wastewater flows on to 3 different grit chambers, where grit, consisting mainly of sand and silt, is separated from the wastewater. With the help of gravity, these particles settle and accumulate at the bottom of the chamber. Periodically, the accumulated sludge is removed by these large machines. Until now, we only have had primary treatment. The secondary treatment consists of 3 different stabilization ponds. These stabilization ponds are highly suited for tropical countries like Indonesia due to the intensity of sunlight and temperature. Furthermore, they do not require high investment and maintenance costs, which makes this technology very cost-effective in developing countries. The only main constraint is the large amount of land it requires. Now we're at the last point of the treatment process. These are 3 different lakes. One is anaerobic, the second is facultative, and the third is maturation pond. All natural treatment, as you can see. So on this side we have the anaerobic pond, which removes BOD. It's a very deep pond, needs sludging every 5 years. Then we move on to here, which is the facultative lake. This has further BOD removal. And the final lake, which is all the way on the other side, is called the maturation pond. And here the final bacteria, mainly E. coli, gets removed, the pathogens, by UV light. Because the lake is very shallow, so UV light can penetrate the water column, and that's how the wastewater ends here. And then it's discharged directly into the Citarum River with quite a good effluent standard, 50 milligrams per liter of BOD, which is according to the regulations here in Indonesia. So it ends quite nicely here actually. Nice ponds, very fresh air. So what began as a smelly rubbish heap ends in a very relaxing lake here in the middle of Bojongsoang.